morning. Welcome to Career Mastered Inside Career Success, the show that reveals the real stories and strategies behind today's most impactful, powerful women leaders. I'm your host, Dr. Lisa Lindsay Wicker, and today's episode is all about making connections in real estate. I'm excited about our guest. I'll talk with you about her in just a moment, but let me just give you a preview of Career Mastered and who and why we exist. Career Mastered has been around now 11 years. We are an organization that was born in Detroit, Michigan. And from that concept in 2014 to today, we have gone global, as you can say, right? But primarily we operate in the United States, but our magazine is global. We are the organization that really work to accelerate and advance women's leadership, ensuring that women have the strategies and tools that are necessary. And they hear from women like our guest today so that we can learn from one another, connect with one another, and level up. But we are the women that lift, celebrate, and love one another so that we can do the right things within society today. I'm ecstatic about our guest today. I'm ecstatic about the opportunities that we have at Career Mastered to showcase leaders like Janeen. However, before I bring her on, I'd like to share a little bit more about what we're doing at Career Mastered. Back to school is coming, even though school was just released. I want to share with you that Macy's is presenting here in Charlotte and Detroit the Career Mastered program for girls called Excel Village. Excel Village is our nonprofit arm where we work with girls in grades 5th through 12th to ensure that they have career planning in STEM and finance, arts, and business, STEM Fab. Macy's is the proud presenter of this program, and on Saturday, July the 26th at Macy's South Park, we'll host up to 100 girls so that they will have an interactive 4-hour workshop listening to women such as Janeen and myself and others around the conversation of STEM and Fab. However, they also get the chance to shop. They will receive up to $50 in a shopping voucher from Macy's, as well as support from Coca-Cola for learning and development. So we're excited and hope that you are too. And if you know a girl in the Charlotte or the Carolinas area that you would like to apply for this, there is a $200 in-kind dollar scholarship that they can apply for. They simply need to just go to excelvillage.org. Excel Village is one word.org and apply today. The Detroit program will happen on September the 6th, and more information will come there. And that will be held at Macy's Somerset Collection, which is the mall in metropolitan Detroit. So we're excited about that. Secondly, I'd like to share with you that our campaign for the top entrepreneurial women to watch 2025 is up and running. It's biannual, and here we are again with our second cohort of women that will be featured in the fall edition of Career Mastered. We're excited about this opportunity that gives women who are in the marketplace doing the business of business and managing their work and products and services across the nation. This opportunity allows you to do 2 or 3 things, benefits. One is to be featured in the magazine. The second one is to potentially win the spot to grace the cover of the fall magazine. And thirdly, whoever graces the cover will receive a $2,500 business grant. So I would suggest that if you're an entrepreneur and you are looking to up-level your brand capacity and brand authority in the marketplace, this is the place to come and apply so that people will have an opportunity to know about your business. And then the summer magazine is on display and available for subscription and or in print or digital. And so all you merely need to do is to get this copy where April Simpkins is on the cover. April was with us for the Brunch with the Masters in Charlotte at Myers Park Country Club, and we have had the exclusive opportunity to share her story. So simply go over to careermaster.com and pick up your copy today. And now for our guest, let me tell you a little about her. As I said before, Janeen is one of the youngest women founders of a solo real estate firm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's say hello to her.
Hi,
Janine,
good morning.
good morning. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'm excited that we had an opportunity to meet this year, and here we are. I'm thrilled to be able to share your story. And first of all, let me congratulate you on being one of our honorees for the 2025 Career Master Leadership and Action Awards.
Thank you so much. It was an honor. And the room was electric. And the meeting of some of those women are transforming. So I was so fortunate. It really was filled my spirit.
Well, I'm excited to share with our audience a little bit more about your background. So I'm going to do the official introduction. Janine is the owner of Miller-Hogue, I think I pronounced that right, law firm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in 2002, at just 31, she launched this law firm, one of the Charlotte's youngest women owned and longest running solo real estate firms in this area. Her firm is renowned for its zealous approach to real estate law, offering deeply personalized, curated experiences to both residential and commercial clients. Janine is known for closing high. Janine believes in believe, excuse me, Janine is known for closing high value, exceptional service and has a practice that not only just make money, but also is thriving in law. And she is very experienced in a number of things. Not only is she the owner and founder of a law firm, she is a wife, mother of two sons, and caretaker to aging parents. So she juggles it all and understands how that works. She's also prioritized wellness, which is running with her son, skiing, and maintaining a fitness routine. And believe me, I've seen Janine, so she is definitely fit for sure. An active contributor to the Charlotte community, she is a mentor through programs like U Crew and CPCC's paralegal program, and supports affordable housing organizations, including Self Help, CDC, and Crossroads Corporations. She serves on the board and executive team of Crew Charlotte and is engaged with the Women's Impact Fund. As I said, most recently, she received the National Career Master Leadership and Action Awards, among other awards. Welcome to the show, Janine.
Thank you for having me.
I am excited to have you. So we're going to hop right into some questions and get to know you a lot better. And hopefully those that are joining us will chat with us in the chat as we talk about real estate law and making connections, right? So what I learned in doing some research, my little background is that you were born into a family of entrepreneurial women.
Yes, ma'am.
And your grandmother ran a basement store during the Great Depression, and her mother managed a successful real estate brokerage. And then, therefore, you were immersed early in business in real estate. So, what I'd like you to do is to take us back to 2002 to tell us what inspired you to step out and start the Miller-Hogue Law Firm at such a young age.
I think primarily because I didn't fit into the traditional law firm, which is very hierarchical. It's like your owner, senior partner, senior associate, paralegal, secretary, receptionist.
Mhm.
And that's more like heads and feet, where I'm like, the world should be all on. So wanted something of that sort. And also because I saw my mother do it and my grandmother. My grandmother didn't have a high school education. My mom didn't have a college education. They just wanted to give high value impact to those people that were in their path. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it then. I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. And I had $4,000 to my name to pay every single bill that I had. And just thought that was the time. And I wanted to create a difference. I wanted to approach law more of a relationship based and caring based, for in addition to technical based.
Wow. So 21. So you're out here ready with drive, ambition. I remember that 21 year a moment. I started my first job, so I get it, right? So what obstacles did you face as a young woman, especially founding a solo firm in a traditional male dominated
I was
industry?
lucky. When I was younger, I went to Mercersburg Academy in the summers to go ahead and become a better swimmer. And I had a coach who hammered into us, make every obstacle an opportunity.
Mm.
And I say, be the unicorn, not the wallpaper.
Mm.
So because I was female and I was young, I feel like I could approach conversations conversations, conference calls, transactions with a direct but also caring approach, where most men aren't able to have that presence. And also, too, because I did look different than everybody else in the room, I was able to grab their attention and command respect and show them that I just walk the walk, but or talk the talk, but walk the walk, like show up and show up right.
Wow. Wow. Did you have any mentors necessarily that were male or female that sticks out in your mind as you reflect?
Countless. I tell my boys all the time, you go through hard things not so you can get through them, so you can help the next person get through them. And I have these phenomenal mentors. Both firms that I worked at, both of those men spoke at my wedding.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
so close with them. How many years later? I have incredible mentors, whether it's through crew or otherwise, that if I get into a pickle, I pick up the phone, and they've done hard things too, running their company while having children and being married and all those different things. And I learned something from every single person. And there's countless that I can name that have gotten me to where I am today, and I wouldn't be where I am today, because you need to be able to talk about things and talk from knowledge and experience.
Right. And I'm listening to you because, being a woman, female founder at that age, I think you had to learn quite a bit in terms of confidence and, self-efficacy, emotional intelligence. Did all those things come into play because you had to sell your business? You had to sell what you did.
Right. Well, I love people. I connect with just about everybody in my path in one way or another. And that's a lot of what my practice is. And again,
Yes.
I had an incredible foundation. I had a faith foundation. I had incredible, parents. And I knew I could always go back to my parents. And that was always my safety net. And financially independent since a really young age, put myself through law school and so forth. But that, I think, really helped me. And then also, too, I was a swimmer. So I was used to being on the block by myself. And
Mm,
then also I loved being in a social scene. Like as a young age, it wasn't so much the partying side of it, but just connecting with people. And I think that all came, into my practice and made it more powerful.
yeah. Yeah. I believe that as well. We had our first opportunity to meet at the brunch with the masters recently. And you just have this energy, like when you're in a room, and like you say, there are no strangers. So I would imagine that as you established your firm, you had to establish with a certain mission. What's the mission behind your firm, and how has that evolved over time?
Initially, it was more to be like Maya Angelou, which is basically not so much how did people feel? How do they remember you? Did you show them grace and love and kindness? But now it's to empower them, because I have this experience of being older and going through so many challenging times and seeing the mountain from the top and the light in the room, to be the good in the room, to empower myself, to
Yes.
empower the other people, and empower the whole room. And in real estate too, is transactional, and that one person wants to buy, one person wants to sell, but also too, how can you evolve as a group and really elevate it and make it the best experience, and knowing that you came out of it better than you went into it.
Wow. So tell me a little bit more about making connections, because that's our theme this year. And this episode is about making connections in real estate. Not necessarily just real estate, just with people. What role have personal and professional connections played in your firm's success? I mean, because
They overlap, because a lot of my clients have become my earth family, truly. And connections, that's my greatest high. When someone comes to a problem with me and I'm like, okay, think about it for a minute. And I think about the steps you should take. And I think, oh, well, I might not know the first person, but I might know the second or third. And I
yeah.
can tell them you do this, this, and this. And
Mhm.
the people that I tell them to call pick up the phone because they know who I am, and they know that I'm, valued to making people better and greater in every aspect that I can. And that is the ultimate golden ring, to be
Yes.
able to connect people with other people that empower them and get them through that transitional time that they're encountering at that moment.
I love it. I love it. When I think about real estate, because from a residential standpoint, I know it's about, seeing the property, connecting with people, making them feel
Mhm.
comfortable with you. Is that the same in commercial real estate, like with young lawyers or even property owners? Is it the same kind of connections or something's different?
I think it's lost a little bit because a lot of commercial real estate is over the phone or through the computer, but I
Oh,
get right in it. Like I hug my clients, my commercial clients come into my office. I get to know them personally. I'm often their first phone call if there's an issue and so forth. So, and I bring a level of lightness to my communication in my email. They call it Janeen's. It's not like English, whatever, but Janeen's, because I want people to. My mom would always say, if you're not having fun on the playing field, then get off. So, you have to go ahead and bring that light to the transaction. And that's the best feeling when you have a lot of people that are normally very rigid in their path. And you can bring this level of energy or spiritual aspect to it. At the end, it's like a party. It's like crossing that finish line and everyone, collaborates and high fives. And that's what I like to bring a commercial that is not traditional for
yes,
sure.
yes. So building authentic networks, would you have any advice for young lawyers that are coming in today, especially women and women of all backgrounds, have to do it a certain way, but definitely women of color or women in general. What would you say about authenticity and the connections that they need to make to be more impactful in their business?
Again, be the unicorn. Don't be the wallpaper, and embrace your distinctions and differences. Like I like high heels and big earrings. Not many attorneys are like in suits and those sorts of things. I love to hug people. I love to embrace. Um, my husband calls my office the United Nations because no matter what it is, I can always find that connection. And so to be humble and to be vulnerable
Yes.
and take a risk. So I would always tell when I mentor people, plan either 1 day or 2 days a week. Go try to meet someone for coffee you haven't met before. And if they
Mhm.
say no, ask them 20 times until they say yes. And to show up and make personal. Don't send an email. Don't send a text.
Yes.
Meet them in person. And then also afterwards, send them a note.
Yes.
The lost art of communicate. The communication is a lost art.
It
If you can
is.
distinguish yourself in this society about that human connection being physical, you're going to separate yourself, and not only will you evolve in your career and your personal path, you will overflow because you're filling other people up. And
Mhm.
that's really what the experience gets you that wouldn't get you otherwise in today's electronic world.
Wow, wow. And so what you just gave us are some gems, if you will, for success, right? And for you personally, I can see that you're successful in your own right. I know all of us still have those their moments of success that we're looking for, of
All the
course.
time.
But what does success look like for you today in terms of how has it changed from when you first started to like what that success looks like today? And then where's your barometer for what's next,
Yep.
perhaps?
So initially, it was really to do good work in a non-traditional sense and make people feel warm and welcome and valued and seen. But now I'm doing this collaboration with other women in Charlotte, particularly in the residential sector. A bunch of leaders and I got together, and we're starting this path of being good in the room. I call it good in the room leads. So if you can always choose within your mind, shift your mindset and be the good, and no matter what's going on in this, you feel like a scrambled egg in a pan, you can empower yourself again to empower the other people in there and empower the room. So how can you collaborate with other women and other leaders in a community to go ahead and then, show by example and then illustrate how you go ahead and bring good in the room so people can watch that and they can elevate. It's like pay it forward.
Right.
And then that's my mission. When I leave the earth, how have I left a footprint bigger than myself? And how
Correct.
have I left people on the earth to be able to make their hard trials become their triumphs, and then conversely help other people's trials become triumphs because they've collaborated by being good in the room.
So it doesn't matter what your industry is. It doesn't matter what your work is. It's really about what is the purpose of it,
That's
right?
right.
And what Lindell is saying, one of our attendees today, is paying it forward. So you're looking to pay this forward now that you out of the chute at 21, moved really fast and got this company and it's doing well. Now it is really about a reflection of, okay, what is it all about? I
Yeah,
think I think we all get to that, don't you?
for sure. I have two boys. Frontal lobe is not quite developed, but I tell them you're given certain gifts. It's your obligation to use this for the benefit of others. If not, you're wasting those gifts. And without a purposeful path, you can have no light within yourself.
Yes.
So
Yes.
to constantly keep that on mind. What is the decision I'm making today? And how can I use my gifts to have a purposeful path and leave a trail of light and not darkness?
Right. So, tell me a little bit about how do you balance being an attorney, the real estate world of entrepreneurship, and a community leader and a mom, all the things that you do, right? And I think you do it very well. I mean, if you hadn't told me, I didn't know you were doing all these things, but because you make it look so effortlessly. So tell us, how do you balance all of this?
Well, it's like Britney Spears behind the curtain sometimes. You feel like, okay, but there is no balance. You have to find how they all collaborate. And
Yeah.
that's the secret, I think. Is
Hmm.
because I'm a lawyer, I can maybe counsel my kids differently. Because I'm a lawyer or because I'm in real estate and I'm in the community so much, I can do things like Aspire, which is an incredible nonprofit that I was on. And I was the only female, and it's mostly minorities that were in that, and they're doing wonderful things. So they all overlap. And if you can see how this bucket fills the other bucket and those sorts of things, it's not balance per se, it's collaboration of them all to elevate that situation.
Yes.
And it doesn't always, of course, go as necessarily as planned. But if you see it and you think it and you write it, you
Yeah.
can accomplish it and not be regretful, but be grateful.
So you said again, if you see it, think it, and write it, you could accomplish it and be grateful. Did I get that
And
right?
not regretful. I tell
Not
my kids too, don't be
regret.
regretful for the gifts you do not have. Be grateful for what you have.
I love that. I love that. I
Mhm.
need to write that down. Do not be. I like that. That's really good. So what I hear you saying is your legacy really is going to be about, to me, one of boldness, because from the shoot at 21, you were bold, in this male dominated industry of real estate and law on your own. And then you took perseverance and intentional connections. So what advice would you give the next young woman that's coming out, wanting to do what you did?
Be fearless.
Yes. Yeah.
Be fearless.
Yes.
Don't ever look back and say, I wish I would have.
Yeah.
I think what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. What's the worst can happen? Like I often say, it's either yes or no.
You can
Yeah.
either be the hero of your story or the victim. You choose. You can
Yes.
either be positive or negative. Everything you choose.
Yes.
And surround yourself by people that are going to support you in your path
Yeah.
unconditionally. That's the critical piece. You can, I have on my website, I am not successful because of me. I'm successful because of who I have in my room.
Yeah. 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 Your board of directors, the people that are going to be there, you can just pick up the phone. I like to say my circle is one, and I have one, and I love those ladies because it's not judgmental.
Mhm.
And I found that group of women, to me, that will pray with you, can have fun with you,
Mhm.
and you can just be yourself authentically. But they have really intentionally decided that we're not judging each other. You
And
know,
also be honest and authentic. Like,
yes.
girl, that is not working for you. You need to figure that out.
Yeah, like please don't wear that because that's
Yes, that's what I tell people. Like, you need like that straight up girlfriend. You need
absolutely.
to do a down dog. Let's redirect here.
I love it. So tell me, I think you've kind of told us what's next for you in terms of the girls, which is good in the room, right?
Mhm.
That program that you're going to bring forward. Is that connected to your law firm, or what is next for your law firm?
A combination of it. Again, just like you said, there's no real balance. How can my law firm, with these human connections, we become the Earth family, embrace the community and further elevate, particularly this next generation? I feel like the spirits were lost in COVID.
Yeah.
People became screen oriented. They became, texting, phone, or whatever. No, connect with the human. I did, I don't know how much time I have, but I did a transaction here in Charlotte, the Paul Mitchell School, when it opened. That was my deal. And
Mm,
he spoke. and it was so empowering. He said that people don't realize the importance of someone who does your hair, because often that is the only human touch that person in the chair gets. They often know what the person in chair is going through before they do. The physical connection of human to human is really what's going to transform this world. And I think that people are often, they can, yell and scream and holler at each other, but when you're sitting each other face to face, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you being with us today. And I want to ask one other question before I leave. I know you're involved in Crew and other organizations. How have those organizations also supported you and been a part of your journey?
Crew is transforming.
Yes.
Like I tell people, when I was younger, I often was the only girl. Like I snow skied with all the boys, I golfed with all the boys, water skied with all the boys, I competed with all the boys with swimming and that sort of thing. Crew was the first experience where I found women, I think called hobby leaders, like where they need a hobby, they focus on unnecessary things, where they really elevate you and they're a true valued resource. And those women, even though I don't see them every day, and I'm probably one of the least active right now, when I need them, they pick up the phone and they can get it done.
Yes.
I mean, and they have supported. I'll never be here having this conversation, and I'm their smallest member, right? I'm this small, tiny fry, and they still put effort into me, and it gives me such joy. Like Marie, who leads up, and she's magical, needed a surveyor, and I connected with, and now her husband and the surveyor has a phenomenal relationship. So when I can help them, it's magical because they've helped me so much. They truly give more than they take.
Wow. Can you tell people in our audience what Crew is that are not aware of?
It's commercial real estate women. What it is, a collaboration generally of women, but there's a lot of male members, a lot of male sponsors.
Yeah.
We're in the commercial real estate world for so many of the years. And it's either, engineers, attorneys, all different types of facets of people, that contractors, that are in the commercial real estate business. So in other words, if I'm doing a commercial real estate transaction and I need a phase 1 site environmental assessment done, I select someone from Crew. I was on the board with them. I know the girl's going to show up and show up perfect, or if I need a contractor, same situation, or a commercial real estate broker, I know they're going to show up and show up right. So that's a lot of it. And they get together usually once a month for luncheon. They have breakfast meetings, but they support all these women in these awards, and then it gets them into the community. And really, that's how the good is spread.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I think I can't even tell you how many women have received the Career Master Award by Crew. They nominate their women, and I think it's excellent, really, because otherwise I wouldn't have known. But I mean, for the 10 years that I've been involved with Crew, women being nominated, I've met so many of you, and great. I mean, you guys come from all backgrounds, in terms of people. I just had lunch with one of your members, was it last week? And so I've learned a lot about it, even though I'm not a part of it. I feel a part of the family. So thank you very much for what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
So I leave that. I'd like to let our audience know, particularly around the nation, how to reach Janeen. Tell them the name of your law firm, and again, how to connect with you on commercial real estate and law.
Yeah. So it's the Miller-Hogue Law Firm, and the best way you can email me at jmhogue@m-hlaw.com. That's jmhogue@m-hlaw.com. You can call my direct dial, which is 704-307-4344. That's 704-307-4344. And I look forward to that connection, because if I can't help you, I'll find someone that can.
Well, I want to thank you for being with us today. Again, congratulations on being one of the Career Master National Women's Leadership in Action Award honorees. Your story, Janeen, is one of boldness and perseverance and intentional connections. And whether I tell our audience that whether you're in law or in any field, your journey is really telling us that you can build in just a simple moment of making it happen. And how you build is really going to be your story. And so your legacy, I'm looking forward to continue to watch. Take risks, build well, and connect with purpose is what I see from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Val.
with us. Bye now. Wow. I want to tell you, this is why we do what we do. Women like Janeen, powerhouses, women that are absolutely in the arena, getting it done each and every day in the marketplace, not just for themselves, but for others. As she has said, at the mere age of 21, she started a law firm, and here she is today, now reflectively looking at how she can do good and connect people. And she's calling it the good in the room. And so at the end of the day, our purpose walk is really not about just the work that we do, but it's about how we give that work forward and give that work legs, so that it's not just serving just me and my family, but others as well. So I want to thank you all for being here with us today. I enjoyed the conversation with Janeen, and I'm really looking forward to replaying this so that we can go back and listen to some of the gems that she shared with us. And what I want to say before I leave is, if you joined us a little bit later, I'm going to be able to have this live show on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, so that you can go back and listen to and share it with others. As a reminder, the Career Masters Summer Edition is out, and it is absolutely a story in and of itself. April Simpkins, if you have heard and know anything about April Simpkins, she is the author of, by the time you read this, that she wrote an award-winning book with her daughter, who is no longer with us. And certainly she's an advocate for mental wellness. So I'd like you to pick that up and learn more about her, who was our honoree this year in resilience. So I want to make sure that you can know it's available at careermaster.com in print or in digital format. Plus, we share with you the Brunch with the Masters that we've hosted across the nation in Detroit, Charlotte, and New York. We're headed to California, as well as to the Connecticut area this fall. So if you'd like to be an ambassador for the Brunch with the Masters in your city, simply call us at 866-601-4441, or you can send an email to info@careermaster.com. And lastly, before I conclude today's program, just a reminder that the Top Entrepreneur Women to Watch 2025 is available for applications. The campaign has started, and we're looking for the best of the best around the nation to showcase in our fall magazine. Maybe you'll be that girl that's on the cover feature and will win the $2,500 business grant. I often say opportunities don't knock twice. And if you let an opportunity pass, sometimes it's not available. So don't let this opportunity pass to level up your capacity, brand authority in the marketplace, and shine a light on your products and services. I think you'll be better for it. Again, we'll see you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday, same time, same station.